What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back to another day in the Brew Lab. With me, Lone Fox, your Brewmaster in Chief. Today in the Brew Lab, I'm coming at ya with some Selesnya Lifegainage. I have been deep down the rabbit hole today, crafting all sorts of stuff. It feels so good to be in Mythic and just to unleash the Jack Lord within. But honestly, so much fun. Like this little elf build that I've got going here is looking spicy as fuck. This dragon build, like mono red dragons, is also looking pretty good. A couple of other things here. This Prismari class thing, Magic deck looking pretty interesting as well. So the next 3-4 days are going to be really, really good. I would keep my eyes peeled on the channel because there's going to be some crazy new ideas coming your way. But until then, I thought I would pop on a little earlier than my usual and record a Selesnya deck for the channel. Because it's good, but it's not that good. It's, it's similar to the Angels deck that I got to Mythic with, in that there isn't much in the form of removal or, interaction. You're just trying to win by putting things on the battlefield. In the Angels deck, it's just because you get so much life gain. This is a similar approach. Unfortunately, there's an incredibly large amount of 4-drops, which make the curve very wonky, but this is just version 1 of the deck, and I think by the time this video is uploaded onto YouTube, I will have refined it further, and I will make sure to include the most recent version as the copy-pastable, either hubbable link in the comments of this video down below. But yeah, Selesnya Lifegain Counters cats. Yeah, cat. Which is mostly here to showcase Trelasarra, the Moon Dancer, which is an elf cleric. So this might also fit in some other decks. I'm still not sure. But for the moment, I mean, because I'm not playing the old standard, I just cannot bring myself to go back into that queue with Eldraine and all the usual nonsense that was going on in there. I've thought to myself, like, God, can I really keep producing standard 2022 content in this play queue all the way up until September without getting bored with constantly having new things to make? Because the card pool is a lot smaller. And for now, I'm still going strong. There's plenty that I haven't explored and that is worth playing. But yeah, the main reason that's stopping me from playing, standard as it is now, is the fact that Eldraine and Ikoria are still a thing, and I just cannot bring myself to do it. So otherwise, the reason why I was making that point is otherwise this could go really well with what was the guy named? This cat over here. The other cleric, Mentor, something or another. Conclave Mentor. Like make a low to the ground, which I've done before actually. Lurus as your companion, and then run all these 2-drop clerics that trigger off of each other. There's the other one that is also a 2-drop and gets counters and gains lives. So like this, together with the Conclave Mentor, together with Trelasarra, you start to see where it could go. Might be a really cool little deck to build up once I run out of things to do in the standard 2022 queue. But for now, like I said, we still got plenty of room to explore. So let's run through the deck. I will explain to you what it is that we are trying to accomplish, how it is that we are going to go about getting there, and cards that are in the deck that are going to help us along the way. So it is a mashup of landfall and life gain and counters all in one. We've got 2 copies of the Prosperous Innkeeper, which when it enters the battlefield creates a treasure token. So, I mean, ramp in standard 2022 has become a treasures thing. There isn't any more access to good 3-drop cards or 2-drop cards that can ramp you like we had in the previous standard, like Cultivate. So things that make treasure tokens, upon entering the battlefield, have picked up the slack where those cards, have left the format. So Prosperous Innkeeper is a great little gel between your turn 2 and your turn 4. You can drop, or your 4-drop, but at that point you can drop on turn 3 because you've created a treasure token. So great little ramper. But most importantly is in this deck is the second part of the text, which says that whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. So the typical play is to play a Prosperous Innkeeper on turn 2. Turn 3, you play Trelasarra, the Moondancer, on top of the Prosperous Innkeeper. So you get the Lifegain trigger, and you put a +1/+1 counter on Trelasarra, the Moondancer, and you get to scry 1, which is a really cool little addition to the usual. It's basically a Johnny's Pride Mate with an extra scry thing attached on, which is really good. Make sure that you keep hitting exactly the card that you want the following turn. It's really, really crucial. Turn 3, we drop a Kor Celebrant to, because we cannot be having just one way of gaining life by dropping creatures. What if they get rid of our Prosperous Innkeeper? Suddenly, the whole deck gets shut down. No, we have Kor Celebrant, which has the exact same ability as Prosperous Innkeeper's second ability. Whenever Kor Celebrant himself or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. And that is works and really synergistically and well with the Attendant Healer, which has not seen any play at all, which might actually finally get a bit of play, because I think this is a really good little combo where you drop Attendant Healer on turn 4 on top of or turn 5 on top of your Prosperous Innkeeper and Kor Celebrant. You gain 2 life, which triggers Trelasarra, and then it also triggers the ability of the attended healer herself. Whenever you gain life for the first time each turn, you create a 1/1 white cat creature token. So that cat creature token then comes into play. It triggers the Celebrant and the Prosperous Innkeeper again. And so, if you have Prosperous Innkeeper, Kor Celebrant in play, and Trelasarra Moondancer, and you play Attended Healer, you will be gaining 3 life, first of all. You gain 3 life and put 3 counters on Trelasarra Moondancer just by playing 1 card, and you gain an extra cat, 1/1 cat. So, on the whole, just incredible amount of value for 4 mana, just boom. And then it has this extra little great ability, which you can pay 3 and give another target cleric lifelink until end of turn. So once you've grown Trelasarra Moondancer into a big enough threat, you can pay 3 and give it lifelink and swing in and gain some life, which is groovy. Next up, Felidar Retreat. +1/+1 counters, things entering the battlefield which trigger the Kor Celebrant and the Prosperous Innkeeper. So many things that just make perfect sense. Plus, it's also cats, which matches up with the cat token that the Attended Healer spawns, as well as Drizzt Do'Urden's legendary cat called Guinevere. So there's a little bit of a cat theme, which I like, themed decks and a little bit of tribal vibes going on. So it's kind of an elf cleric Lifegain cats tokens landfall deck. So every time a land enters the battlefield, you can choose to either create a 2/2 white cat beast creature token, which of course then triggers the Prosperous Innkeeper and the Kor Celebrant by coming into play, or you can choose to put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. And those creatures gain vigilance until end of turn, which is incredible. Then, because this is a snow deck, because I wanted to have access to Arctic Tree Line, I have put in Blessing of the Frost, uh, which is a great card in this deck because it's the only way we have of drawing a significant amount of cards in green right now. There's a couple of other good card drawers, but nothing quite as good as Blessing of Frost because you get the double beneficial benefit of also being able to distribute counters onto any number of creatures you control, where X is the amount of snow mana spent to cast this spell, and then you draw a card for each creature you control with power 4 or greater. Okay? So let's say you've spawned a bunch of these little cats and things. You can distribute 4 counters maximum off of Blessing of Frost with if you've paid full 4 snow mana to cast it, and then you draw. Let's say at that point you've got like 5 4/4s. You draw full 5 cards, which is incredible. So I really like running Blessing of Frost in this deck. I think it's underplayed, and I'm surprised less people are playing it in their Selesnya Counters types of decks. Especially now because Snow Mana is so good for helping out with these dual color cards that do not have a snarl. Then, because of the landfall, I did want some sort of a mana fetcher card. And Vastwood Surge is filling 2 roles in this deck because it is also a Selesnya Counters deck. If you can kick it, which is expensive, 4, 7, 8 mana, you can not only search your library for 2 basic lands and put them onto the battlefield tapped, which triggers the landfall ability on the Felidar Retreat, but you can also put 2 +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. I mean, no wonder it costs so much, but most of the time we're just casting it for 4 to get some lands, but also to do a double trigger on the landfall, which means we can then create, 2 white, 2/2 white cat beast creature tokens, which then triggers everything else again. So a pretty obvious inclusion in there. And then the top end, sort of game ender, is Drizzt Do'Urden. There's only a couple copies, costs 5 mana. Elf Ranger, 3/3 with double strike. And when it enters the battlefield, you create a 4/1 green cat creature token with trample called Guinevere. Whenever a creature dies, so it doesn't have to be Guinevere, any of your creatures die, except for Drizzt, of course, himself. If it had power greater than Drizzt's power, put a number of +1/+1 counters on Drizzt equals to the difference. So at that point, you might have gotten a pretty large Trelasarra lying around, or a pretty big, because you've been putting tokens on things with Felidar Retreat. You might have a pretty big creatures lying around, like more than one. And if your opponent needs to start like without a sweeper, hopefully, because any deck that runs like a good sweepers is kind of the enemy of this type of list, because we have no way of reanimating things from the graveyard, etc. So we need to make sure to like turn 6 is about as far as we can go with this against a good control deck. Otherwise, we are probably going to get swept, and then that'll be a GG. But if they just like don't have a sweeper and they try to get rid of some of your few biggest creatures because they're worried that that's the thing that's gonna get through for the final points of damage on your following turn, there's a little bit of value that's generated for you when they remove those creatures, because you can then put quite a big amount of counters onto Drizzt, and because it's a double striker, that's usually a game ender. So I like this card in here, and it's also one of the new cards that I wanted to showcase. So an obvious inclusion. A couple copies of Drizzt Do'Urden. And then, last but not least, the mana base, which is a bit of a weird one. I still am not 100% sure if this is the final way that I could run this. Like, the alternative is to remove Blessing of Frost and remove the Faceless Havens, go for the full playset of the pathway, the Selesnya Pathway, and run another card that draws cards other than Blessing of Frost, like maybe There's a 3 mana one from Zendikar Rising that gains you 2 life, puts a counter, and draw a card, but it's only 1 card that you draw. This could potentially draw you 5 or 6 cards, so I don't know, but it just makes the mana base a bit wonky because it being a landfall deck, you do want to have something like, and we have now lost that card in this new play queue, Fabled Passage. But fortunately, we still got Evolving Wilds, which does the same thing with landfall as Fabled Passage, in that you can play it, trigger the landfall, and then sacrifice it, search your library for another basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle, which then triggers your landfall again. So, we've still got one way of doing that double landfall trigger thing with a single land in the form of Evolving Wilds. Then there's another really good card, which I love. I've been playing this in all of my Selesnya decks. It's so freaking good. You build up to a point where you have a nice big board and plenty of mana, and you pay 3. 1 green, 2 white, tap it, sacrifice Bretagard Stronghold, put a +1/+1 counter on up to 2 target creatures you control. They gain vigilance and lifelink. So you give your, 10/10 Trelasarra another counter and give it vigilance and lifelink when you're reaching that point in the game where they might be finally getting around to killing you. You just suddenly go straight back up to 20 plus health, and that is really, really nice. Also, you can put that lifelink and vigilance on Drizzt Do'Urden once you've grown a little bit, and you get double strike, lifelink, vigilance, dude. I mean, this has won me so many games and has saved me from disaster right at the most crucial moment. The opponent thinks they're really going to swing in for the kill the following turn, and then you just manage to not only hold up your blockers, but gain a bunch of life off of those blockers when they attack. So, really cool little card. Nice sneaky inclusion, 2 of. And then the rest is just basic, all the snow lands, and which means then we can run 4 Faceless Havens in case we do run into a sweeper and we were close to the finish line. We can get in for those last points of damage with Faceless Haven, hopefully. And that's the deck. The only card I haven't talked about yet is 4 copies of Inscription of Abundance, which also fits the whole theme. Gains life, puts counters on things, and acts as a little bit of removal. And it's the only, let's say, removal piece in the deck. We can use it to fight and kill something that is getting in the way of us winning the game. So, an obvious inclusion as well. 4 copies of Inscription of Abundance. Love this card. That's it. That's the deck. Pretty straightforward. What we're trying to do is quite clear. Put things on the battlefield. Get triggers. Attack. Gain life in the mid-game via our Inscription, via our, all along the way by dropping creatures on top of Prosperous Innkeeper and Kor Celebrant. And in a pinch, we can use Bretagard Stronghold to gain some life as well. So make sure that we don't die by always gaining life, no matter what the opponent's doing. And then build these really big creatures that they cannot block, and then swing in for the kill. I think what might be a really, really, really good addition, and I just have no idea what to drop to make it happen, would be the other card with Kicker. That gives everything with counters. I beg your pardon, trample. Then that would really end games. Kicker. Green. This guy, the Gnarled Colony. If it was kicked, enters the battlefield with 2 1/1 counters on it. Each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it has trample. So even if you don't kick it and you just play it as a 2-drop, at some point in the game later when you have these massive creatures and they still somehow chump blocking, then you drop a Gnarled Colony, everything you have gets trample, and bam. Or another option, similar sort of sense, beg your pardon, my wife is calling me, would be to run this guy, Master Symmetrist. Whenever a creature you control with equal power equal to its toughness attacks, it gains trample until end of turn. I just have to tell my wife that I'm busy trying to record here and I cannot answer. There we go. Alright, so that might also be really good. Take out something and put in Master Symmetrists, because all of our creatures have the same, have equal power and toughness in the deck. So then that would be one good way of giving everything trample as well. What do you think? Leave me some comments down below. Like, if I wanted to put in one of those two cards that ends up giving everything trample, what would you take out? Maybe Drizzt is the thing to remove. Maybe we could run not run Inscription of Abundance and just go for the big trample attack as the win con. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. But anyway, let's jump into some games and let's see how the deck performs on the ranked queue. Just. Getting a bit sick and tired of this Nutella cookie flavor. Need to go and stock up on something fresh and new. G2. Nice. One drop. Turn 3, turn 2, turn 3. Turn 4, if we draw a land. Okay, this is nice. Although it is Prismari Dragons, which is a little bit frustrating. This is clearly a sword coming that's been foretold here. Oh, black. Get fucked, my buddy. Old pal. What an ass. Ugh. That is really not that cool. Grixis Dragons. Let's give it a try. It's like every single deck is playing Goldspan Dragon now. There's no point. Game. Boring. It's already getting boring. Unfortunately, like the play patterns get stale very quick when it comes to Arena, because so many games can get played so quickly, and so many decks can get built so quickly. I already have 98% of all the cards. I think I'm missing a few mythics from the new set, so I've seen and played with pretty much everything, and yeah, I'm already looking forward to Innistrad, and we're not even a month into the new set dropping. But let's not get ahead of ourselves here. That's a mulligan. That's better. Probably looking at the Angels deck. Yep. So we've got a very similar strategy here. Mr. Angel Dude and I. In that we're just trying to put cards onto the battlefield. Vanishing Verse. Dear God, what does a poor fellow have to do to just get a freaking decent game of Magic going without assholes? My poor little Prosperous. Fortunately, Vanishing Verse cannot get rid of Trelasarra Dancer, and I need to grow it big enough so that it's not bad. It cannot be killed now by the angel's ability to do things like that. It's fine. Use up all your mana. It's not ideal, is it? Can we do both? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, we can. Get the Scry. Play Drizzt. Drizzle my nizzle. 2 more counters on Trelasarra. Not a bad little turn there. He gets double strike. 8 plus 4 is quite a bit. It's not enough to win you the game, though, is it? Shouldn't have attacked there, buddy. Or should you have of? Yes. Yes! Beating the angels. Frick, that felt good. Oh yeah, baby. Selesnya Counters making a reappearance with the introduction of Trelasarra. I think he was going for too much removal, you know, compared to my version of the deck, which if you have not seen yet, I would highly recommend you go back a few videos and check it out because it's freaking amazing. Yeah, like you don't want to be running too much removal in that deck. You just need to keep playing angels every single turn. And that fear card as a 4-drop gets in the way of you dropping a more crucial card at the right time. I think you probably could have done without that. Yeah. Drizzt. When I get you know, decisions like that after a mulligan, where like probably that 2-drop, you know, the what's it called, the Inscription of Abundance. Ooh. Nice. Consistently always getting this thing happening, but I'm also consistently having the Innkeeper removed by the dude. But sorry, what I was saying was I only have 2 copies of Drizzt in the deck, and I do want to play it at some point, but I have 4 copies of the Inscription of Abundance, so again with the removal on my freaking poor dude. If we draw 1 more land, we can do a double spell, which is nice. Although he's got counter magic up right now. See what he does. Yeah, he's definitely got the counter. But he's like, let's not play anything too hasty. What's he? Some kind of removal spell? You'll go. This costs 4 to activate. This costs 6 to activate, so... Deep thoughts. Big desert dragon dude. Not... God, is there anything worse than blue? Let's try it. Here comes the counter. No! Nice to get to scrying. You can go fetch lands with Vastwood Surge. There we go. That's more like it. Control deck. Modern Kynan. Gonna have to make the doggo.
The multiverse must always remain.
Otherwise, I'll just kill his
Apparently,
Planeswalker.
I can create your doom in dog form.
You get to put 3 counters on things. I should have put that other counter on. Yeah, why am I so dumb sometimes? I don't like. I need to be a little bit more careful with my draws, I think.
No.
It's a big doggo. That is a big doggo. Especially for a Selesnya deck. I have no way of really getting rid of that. Except with Inscription, but it needs to be smaller than that. Oh god. Like I said in the introduction, sweepers, you know, it's too late. We don't have the land. I don't think we'll rebuild a board that's gonna be able to do anything against this duo of Planeswalkers anymore. The opponent has 6 lands and card draw plenty. I think I should just concede this one, but let's see what we top deck.
Let's go digging.
Nothing. Pity. It's a nice little first couple turns. I mean, yeah, there was no way we were going to win that one anyway. It's a good control deck. The Dimir controller's rearing its ugly head once again. Don't get me wrong, I love playing it. I hate playing against it. But it's going to be a good deck in the meta. I'm almost certain of it. I'd actually be quite happy if that were the case. Yeah, rather than Sultai Ultimatum or something, just like a good Dimir control deck emerges as the top deck in the format. But what I'm really looking forward to is the first big tournament where the pros play this kind of play queue with the new cards and see what the new best cards are as it develops. Hello. Get your white sauce. We just play another Prosperous. Playing Rakdos by the looks of it. Or it's probably another one of these Grixis lists, and that is a sword coming. Maybe it's the Sweeper. There's that foretellable Sweeper. That's why we need 2 of these types of cards with ETB, gain life, triggers. One that's a little bit more, resilient than the Prosperous Innkeeper. Sorry, no enchantment removal in your colors. Sure. Whatever. This is why we're running Evolving Wilds. We're getting the double Felidar trigger now. Boom. Let's make 2 cats for now. We can do it again next turn. White sauce. To play the Celebrant next turn, and then do a double wild. Oh god, he does have blue. It is Grixis. No, it's 5 color Tiamat, maybe. I have not yet played against Tiamat once. Not once. Green. Like, are we ever gonna play a deck that isn't running Goldspan for the next 2 years? It's just too good. Here comes the Gnawbone, which means he's gonna get an absolutely ridiculous amount of... No? You have the mana for him. Here he comes. I would have played him before. No, he's going for the blood. That is just not that cool. That is pretty annoying. Okay. So in this case, I think the way we are going to get around some kind of a half decent game here. I don't think he thought that one through properly. I have a feeling he was trying to bring back Goldspan, but he didn't have enough snow mana. So that was probably a bit of a misplay, which I'm quite happy about, because now he doesn't have these treasures aren't worth 2 mana of any one color. Which means he probably cannot cast this. He can, but it taps him out, and he doesn't have the thing to swing in with. So that's a much better play. Okay. Boom. Counters on everybody. 1, 2. Woo! Cadro City! Rather go for this play and then get Trelasarra in. And he has to block one of them, probably the bigger one, obviously. Okay. Treasure token. Nice. Next turn we should be able to play the forest, put counters on everything, and then Inscription of Abundance away the Gnawbone. much. At least some kind of 5 mana, 5 color dragon list. Nice, that he's keeping up the blocker. Would have been quite painful to take. Look at that, that is just... That's ridiculous. Do you have a counter spell? Is there blue in here somewhere? He doesn't. Okay, that's fine. We still gain the life. And we get rid of the dragon, so I'm okay with that. We've already got one Faceless Haven. 2 straight wins, baby! The deck doing its thing. You see, the strategy is really one of, like, not removing things, but just gaining enough life to make your creatures big enough that then we get that swing in for the kill. And most of the time people concede, but we do need, I think, some trample. We'll be, I think, making the adjustments at the end of the video. Or should we just... Why not? Why not? Let's do this now, okay? Maybe we can just put in like a sneaky 1 or 2 of, like, let's get rid of 1 Attendant Healer and 1 Inscription of Abundance and put in the dude with Kicker. Okay. And then we don't play it. We keep it in hand. And then once everything's huge, you play it and attack. That's kind of the way this needs to be done. We've lost access to the there was one card from I'm pretty sure it was actually, we might still have it. No, I think it was from Ikoria. Yeah, it was. It's or from Kor 2021, where basically everything had trample, and then whenever you played a creature bigger than 4, you got to draw a card. It was an enchantment. That was one way of giving everything trample. But now we've got these 2 new ways. There's that other 4-drop that I showed you earlier. But I think this deck is already too heavy on the 4-drops. So I think the Gnarled Colony is the way to go about it. And I think the cuts that I made to the cards now is the ones that we could do with less of. Might even put in like 1 less copy of Vastwood Surge and push up the count of Gnarled Colonies to 3. But 2 is good. It's just that it's like I said, I'm not going to play this now on turn 2. Because there's a high chance that it will just get removed. And then that defeats the purpose. Although it looks like we're versing some slimy angels, and we do not have a very good way to get rid of these big guys, so I have a bad feeling about this game already. Unfortunately. That's better. Well, he's probably got Vanishing Burst in his hand. The Landbind ritual connects us to our sacred sites. More importantly, it binds us with every other core who has visited here through countless generations. I haven't read any of the magic literature, but cores seem like a cool little tribe, these core dudes. Okay, we all knew that was coming. We're not going to win that one at all. Up. Pity. You know, we could run like 2 copies of Doomscar for a situation like that. Or there's a card that exiles target tap creature in white for 3 mana at instant speed, which is pretty nice. Anyway, that was just a bit of a bad luck, horrible draw, bad top decks. Let's give it another whirl. We're sitting on... Ooh, no lucky hat, no wonder. We're sitting on... how long has the stream been running? Or I'm recording this one today. 46 minutes, so we've got at least another couple games to play. Mr. 92%er. I'm a measly 86%er. Dropping down a little bit in playtesting, but okay. Weenies. White weenies, mate. Double lucky. Pew pew. Get another untapped land, we can play Drizzt. Pretty nice. This deck also is really good. I haven't made one yet. I'm going to soon. It suffers, of course, greatly to any sweeper. Damn it. Ay caramba. Look how wide that board is on turn 4. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. I don't think we'll be getting out of this one alive, ladies and gentlemen. Flyers are a problem. It's worth trying. Okay, take one of my inscriptions. I don't really care. Fucking elite spellbinder. Bane of my life. And he was checking if this had flying. Ah, God. Okay, so. Probably should have held on to that for yeah, some other sort of yeah. Let's grow a Drizzt. Give him a little bit of damage. 3 counters. 6/6 with double strike. They're kind of already played out. Now we get to play a Blessing of Frost and draw a bunch of cards. On the Innkeeper. Flyers keep flying in. Big hit. Ouch. Ooh, hello. Fortunately, I think it's JJJ. See, if we had the trample now. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can we do the inscription? I think we can. No, that's not going to win the game. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think we cannot attack with anything. Oh, another Luminarch. Growing those flyers. Crying out loud. That's 8 damage in the air. That's probably going to be a game. Yep. Let's play our hand out. Would have been nice to get one of those Bretagard Strongholds at this point. Ah, well, good game. Really good game. Nice deck, dude. Close, but no cigar. Something with reach. Reach and trample guy actually is starting to look like a really, really good idea. You know what? You know what? Okay. Let's do that. Let's do that. More 4-drops. Who cares? Let's give that a try before we can call this stream quits. Okay, or this recording. Down 1 Vastwood Surge, remove the Gnarled Colony, and go for Mr. Reach Trample guy. 3 copies. So it's 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. You know. Oof. Let's go down 1 Felidar Retreat. 3, 3, 3. 3. All 3 copies of all the 4-drops. It's quite ridiculous. But also could be really, really good, this guy, because you know, helps us out with the flyers, and then we can get some trample action. What do you guys think? We can totally get rid of the Felidar Retreat and try and just go for the, you know, different approach. Maybe put in an extra Drizzt, but it's legendary. I don't know. This is worth a try. Let's give it a try. Let's see how it goes. Mr. Trample Reacher, the Symmetrist. A friend of mine just sent me a really good joke. I think it's worth sharing. What a crap hand. A farmer buys a young cock. As soon as he gets it home, it fucks all of the farmer's 150 hens. The farmer is impressed. At lunch, the cock again screws all 150 hens. The next day, it's fucking the ducks and the geese too. Sadly, later in the day, he finds the cock lying on the ground half dead and vultures circling overhead. The farmer says, "You deserved it, you horny bastard." The cock opens one eye and points up and says, "Shh, they're about to land." I thought that was pretty fucking good. Horny bastard. It's gonna fuck the vultures too. Alrighty, what are you foretelling there, mate? Probably a poison cup. There's the Symmetrist. It's okay if he removes our Trelasarra, we have a spare. So I'm okay with him poisoning the cupping. Which is almost certainly what he's got up his sleeve there. Nice. Very nice. A Demogoth Titan appears. We can quite happily double block. He's probably gonna make it so that the only creature that dies from that is Trelasarra, because he doesn't have enough power to get through to both of them. We get rid of the chariot, and we can play another, we go Prosperous into a second at Trelasarra. That's not a bad play. And we've gotten rid of the Asika that way. And that's definitely the way we're going to go about things. Just as I suspected. Boop. And we get to scry. Yes. Felidar Retreat, drop a land. Misa likey. It's a big Titan though. It's a weird deck. I have no idea what the opponent is trying to do here. Oh no! Oh, mate. I think we're gonna have to just take this. Woohoo! That hurts a lot. Oh well, that's a game over. Hmm. Can block the Titan with the Symmetrist. Play another one. Survive one more turn. Or are we just about to get double poison the cupped and destroyed? Another chariot. A nice deck, dude. Nice. Very nice. I like it a lot. Cool, like, there's so much cool new stuff happening. Like, not, you never know what you're going to play. Unless you see, like, Prismari colors, then it's definitely the Dragons list or, mono green. But there's still, like, a lot of innovation, a lot of creativity, a lot of cool new stuff happening. Play the chariot to make sure you have always got things to sacrifice to the Demon Goth. Sneaky. Very sneaky. There's a lot of this happening also, which I find really interesting. The ability to play, to splash cards without needing to play the mana. Because of the treasure tokens. Worth a try. See if we can hang on for dear life. That would have been really nice. I don't think we can survive this attack, unfortunately. Again. If we'd gotten this like few turns back, the Bretagard guy might another way to win. I think, I don't know, running the snow mana just to be able to play Blessing of Frost and nothing else is really not doing it for me. Because we do want the Evolving Wilds for the Felidar Retreat. Alright, so that's going to be it for today. We have reached the 1 hour mark. I am just going to quickly go back into the deck builder and make a call on the final version that will then go up on the channel. Like, what I'm going to actually do is quickly clone this. And then we get rid of the Snowlands. Whoop! Not Drizzt. Got a full 4 copies of the Bretagard. Get rid of the Faceless Haven. Then we can put in the Pathways. And, normal lands. And then we can put Drizzt back in. We cannot now play Blessing of Frost anymore. So we play... why have I got so much space in the deck all of a sudden? Was I playing... Hang on a second. Before I do that, I'm just going to double check on something. Because what else did I remove there by mistake? That... Were we playing like a buttload of lands by mistake? Yes, we were. Whoopsie! Whoopsies! So we can go down 4. God, that opens up so much more space in the deck to do stuff. So silly. Let's put in the Gnarlid. Okay, we can play another game here. See if that does the trick. How was that? I completely missed the fact that we were playing 28 lands in a deck that tops out at how stupid was that? I mean, that's always such a nice thing to discover, that you've now just suddenly gained like an extra 4 slots for cards in the deck that you didn't think you had any more space for. That now makes this a lot better, in my opinion. Top deck land, please. Land? Maybe? Somewhere? Please? No? That's crazy decks going around. What is this? What is going on here? Five-colored dragon deck. Not looking good, is it? Just grow this a tiny bit, the Rhino Druid. We can block big dragons, so pretty happy to get that going, if it does, if it can. Ooh! Counter spell. Huh? Yes? Maybe? Ah! Fuck! Man, that is so frustrating, guys. Holy cannoli. Nothing worse than Jawari Disruption. All I needed was one more land. And we would have gotten that Felidar Retreat through with ease. Ah, yeah. Another counter spell. I'll be so annoyed. Okay. Blockers. Ready to block. He's not running any black that I've seen yet. Oh god. It's the Gnawbone. Man, some crazy decks going around. Truly. Little prosperous dude. We can kick this guy. Let's just do that for now. Hold out a little bit longer. Next turn, we try go for the Bretagard Stronghold. Or we not try, we definitely need to do that because we're down to 10. We're gonna gain potentially quite a bit of. And we're dead. Okay. Not quite yet. Whew. Okay. Prosperous. I don't see a way out of this. We have to swing. At least they lose something, no matter what. Okay. Whew, we don't lose anything. And we gain a buttload of life. I don't think that was intentional. I mean, maybe. But that was definitely a very, very good outcome for us. We could have double blocked with the big dragons or something. Teamer dragons, hey? It's a lot of treasures. If he has, what's his name? Crackle with power, we're dead. I think that's what he's got. This is a deck that I've been wanting to do for so long. Oh, for crying out loud. Whew. Close. God damn it. God damn it. That's not gonna get us anywhere. Good game, man. I like your deck a lot. Gonna have to try and replicate something of the sort. I think people are starting to finally come around to the fact that yes, mana bases are wonky. There's no triumphs. There's a lack of significantly good dual lands and stuff in a lot of the colors. But we have treasures, and that can make anything playable. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do some of that experimenting tomorrow. But that's Selesnya Counters for today. I shall be uploading one of the two decks that I've just built with maybe some few edits, but I just cannot let this run any longer or it's going to be much too big to upload. So thank you all so much for watching. I'll be coming back at you later on today with a stream if I can. If not, tomorrow with another recorded video with a fresh brew for you guys to consume. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the Brew Lab, signing out. Peace, y'all.